Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. Oops. There you go. So let's see, a piece of Horde business. You guys remember the contest for 2,200 subscribers, 1 million views? Well, I had a couple of people win, and these guys are supposed to get 20 bucks each. Rob Sagur and what is this? Chris Ramon 1. I haven't heard from either of these guys. We're approaching the magic 30 days, and I'm not quite sure what to do with that. I don't have this whole personal message thing down pat with YouTube. One of the guys does seem to have a channel, though he doesn't use it much, or didn't use it much the last time I checked on it. And the second person has a channel with no real content. So I guess the prizes might be going up for a redraw. I guess that's good, bad, I don't know. Anyway, some of you guys know this shed. It's known as my Unabomber shed. And as I'm looking for some space, I've been kind of going through some of my stuff. And some of you guys have been in here with me before, and some of you guys are kind of new. So, you guys see what that is? I mean, look at the condition of this thing. I mean, the plastic's broken on the far side there, and I got it that way. But look at the seat. The gas tank is primo, and not only primo, it's pretty. Front fender looks good. Headlight, forks, front tire. Back tires aren't bad. So yeah, that's a nice 200X sitting right there. I think it's in the older, it looks like an older one. Probably it's a 1984. This one, the blue one, lettering on the tires. Fancy tires. This one's complete minus the gas tank. Somebody put a make-believe paint job on it. The nice thing about this is there's no make-believe paint job. That thing is really, it's missing its motor, but it's really bone stock. Nobody did a spray bomb job on it. This guy, I mean, you could see the spray bomb work, but this guy's got a motor on it. It's missing the cover for the chain there. Shifter doesn't appear to be welded. It's missing the gas tank. If I had to guess, this one's probably an 84, this one's an 85. Nice set of forks. You guys can see what that is, a 200S. Another set of forks. I don't know. That looks, I'm not sure what that's off of, probably an X. I don't know, that's probably, what are you? That's a 185, an ATC 185 or 200S. It's got the suspension. That's a 70. That's a 250 SX, no motor on it. And then there's a 125 over there. Going across the back. That's an old Minneapolis Moline tractor. 8 horsepower. That's a 85 Big Red. In the back down there, I think that's another, I don't know if it's a 200S or 185. But really, what really kind of is the plastic for a 70. Yeah, as I'm going through these sheds, I gotta kind of clean up, but boy, I just wanted to show you guys that thing. I got the camera turned sideways so you can see it. But is that thing beautiful? I mean, it needs an engine on it. The back plastic's broken, but this plastic looks pretty good. I mean, the frame, look at the frame on that. Look how beautiful that frame is. And the gas tank too. Believe it or not, guys, this is probably $150 gas tank. Look at the headlight. The forks headlight. Front tire. God. If I could ever get myself to sell any of this stuff, I'd probably be a rich man. Out of all the sheds I ever built, this was like the worst one. Anybody building a shed, I guess I can give some instruction. I got enough of them floating around. If you're going to put heavy stuff in a shed, you know, having a step up that's like more than a foot, very bad idea. You know, you want to be able to drive stuff in and out. And because of that step up, I was never able to do that. So most of the stuff that got put in here and just left in here. Because once again, it was hard to get it in and out. Especially when you start doing stuff like this, piling junk in the front. Like that. As I fall on my butt. A little more distant. The doors were wide enough so I was able to kind of bring stuff in with the loader and put it up on the upper level. That wasn't a bad thing. But your sheds really should be on the ground. They shouldn't be up this high. And then the top story, nothing ever went up there. Except my buddy Chuck when he would go up there and shoot out the back. Yeah, this probably the least practical of all sheds to build. Probably one of the more practical. Would be 8 foot deep, or yeah, 8 foot deep, 12 foot wide. Here where I live, you can have 100 square foot of shed without a building permit. If you get bigger than that, you're supposed to get a building permit. So this one is 8 by 12. Nice thing about it is it's 2 pieces of plywood, 3 pieces of plywood, or texture 111. You know, the roof and all. Very practical. You don't waste much wood. You don't cut too much when you build. 8 by 12. Also, the bigger the doors, you put big doors on it, then it's easy. You kind of, with 8 foot deep, you kind of drive in, and then you just have to send the rear end over a little bit, and then you still have the center. So, the purpose of this video, I'm going to put those 2 names in the title that they got to contact me. So that was really the purpose of the video. The showing you guys the Unabomber shed. I just wanted to show you guys that because I was in there and I thought it was interesting. One last thing from a space point of view, and I'm not going to be able to do it before winter, I don't think. But I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to remove these 2. This is easy enough to remove. I didn't put it in footings or anything. I just kind of buried the base of this wall. The roof is just bolted to the shed right along there. So I can take this roof down in one piece. I can keep this back wall. Moving this thing is difficult. My backhoe loader was not strong enough to lift up the truck back. I mean, if I bounced the hydraulics, I'd get it an inch or two off the ground on one side. The way I had to move this is I would lay lolly columns on the ground. These things. I think you guys can see it there through the grass. They're steel filled with cement. So I would lay them on the ground and either jack that up or lift it the best I could with the backhoe loader. Most of the time I had to jack it. The backhoe loader just wasn't strong enough. And I put it on the lolly columns. I then move it 2 or 3 feet. And then jack, or 6 feet. I'd kind of hook up with the backhoe and get a little bit of a running start. What I did is I hooked chains down to the frame on the box. I then kind of get behind it and lift up the best I could, right? So sometimes it'd be up a touch, sometimes I could. It wasn't, the backhoe wasn't, it was right at the lifting limit, which is 1,500 pounds for one side of this. This thing's got to weigh over 3,000 pounds. So anyway, I'd lift it up and kind of get it, or I'd jack it up and get it on the lolly columns. And then once it was on the lolly columns, it would kind of roll, or it actually slid more than rolled on the lolly columns. So anyhow, what I'm thinking of doing is getting this off, moving that somewhere else, and I'm not sure where yet, which is probably why it's not going to happen this year. And once I get that out of there, I'm thinking of putting a lean-to, a weather, so it'll be out in the weather. It won't be walled in. There might be some stockade fencing around it, but generally speaking, it will not be walled in. And back here, basically set myself up with another 24 by 24. Maybe set some racks up here so I can put stuff in here. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Kind of a pole barn. Some of you guys suggested pole barn, so that's where my mind is. Doctor put me on another diet. For any of you guys who ever have to diet, dieting sucks. And if you read all the literature, they don't work. But I got to get down a few pounds, get my cholesterol back in check, blood pressure, all those wonderful things. No use retiring if you're going to eat yourself to death in short order after retiring. So I got to kind of clean up my act, get some things back in tune. So, given that I've been dieting, my energy level is somewhere around 0. So it kind of makes it hard to get a lot done every day. I get some stuff done, but not nearly as much as I want to get done. I saw all the suggestions you guys made on what I should do with some stuff. I think some of you guys are a lot better at regularly moving stuff on. You take in a certain amount, you know how much space you have, you can't keep expanding, so you take it in, you figure out what you're going to do, and then you go on from there, right? So every year, it's not like you can build another shed or something. It's like, when this space is full, my property's covered and I can't do anything, so you make a decision how much you're going to bring in, and you can't bring in any more than that. With the hoard here, I've been lucky because given that I have 3 acres and 2.5 acres, whatever the heck it is, and that barn complex out back, plus the pool shed, even though it's not on my property, it's given me the ability to expand beyond my capability to take care of it. I mean, the good thing about it is I bought all kinds of cool stuff when I could get it, and now it's not available. You just can't get it. Nobody anywhere could put their hands on the number of three-wheelers, particularly the nice stuff, the 200X, the 250SX, the 250ES. Even the 200Ss are getting hard to put your hands on these days. So, or any three-wheelers. They haven't manufactured them now in, 30 years, right? The last ones that were really out there went out in 1986, so that's getting to be 30 years ago. I can't believe it. I graduated high school 40 years ago. Amazing. You know what's weird? When I graduated high school, if somebody would have told me, hey, Harvey, in 40 years you're going to have a horde of all-terrain vehicles and a big piece of property, you're going to be retired, and you're going to be trying to figure out how to deal with all that stuff, I would have looked at him and said, you're crazy, but you're probably right. So, I don't know. If my high school ever has another reunion, if I make it there, I wonder if anybody will ask me, hey, Harvey, are you a crazy hoarder with all these all-terrain vehicles? And I'll go, yeah, that's me. All right, folks, I really want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now, folks.